Hare Krishna. Many of time in our life, basically we go from the phases of hopelessness. So I also go through these phases of hopelessness about my own japa. So normally I keep on searching for these hope-giving words from different personalities in our parampara, and whenever I get this, I really feel very inspired to chant again. And as Gaurang Prabhu said once, which is like one of the most powerful word for me in bhakti is uh, latke raho pak jaoge. It means just like a fruit in a tree, what does it do? It only just cling on to that tree till it's get ripened. So that was the most hope giving word for me. And what I'm doing all my life is just clinging on to some of the devotees and hoping that someday I will get the taste. So today I will just read this very hope giving paragraph from the Japa Reform Notebook by His Holiness Satswarup Das Goswami Maharaj. And let's pray that at least we can get this mood in our life. Yeah. So I'll just read it out. It is a 1.5 paragraph of this book. It is just in the introduction itself, and it gives so much of hope for us, uh, for the people, for the neophyte devotees like me who wants to keep chanting even with lot of offenses. Yeah, we all do a lot of offenses in our life. So I'll just read it out so that we know what can be our minimum mode while we are chanting. So let me start this paragraph. Amazing paragraph. I love it, and I keep repeating once in a while so that I again get this consciousness in my life. So it is in the introduction, page number 7. Yeah. Lord Krishna says in 12th chapter of the Gita that you should always think of him in spontaneous love. But if you can't do that, then try to follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. And if you can't do even that, then try to work for Krishna. And if you can't do that, then cultivate selfless work. And if you can't do that, then cultivate knowledge. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also advises that you give your whole life to Krishna. But if you cannot do that, then you should give your money. And if you cannot do that, then you should at least give your intelligence. And if you do not have intelligence, you should at least give your words. Similarly, for chanting japa, we can advise that a devotee should constantly cry out in full love of God, completely surrendering himself to the Lord and tasting the nectar of ecstatic love of Krishna. But if you cannot do that, then cry out, my dear Lord, I am unable to sincerely cry out your name in surrendered love. Please forgive me. But we may but we may have to admit that we cannot even cry out sincerely about our inability to cry out in spontaneous love. What then? At least you should cry out lamenting your inability to even feel any inability. My dear Lord, I am just a dull stone. I cannot chant Hare Krishna with any quality. Only mechanically I cannot even lament my inability. Somehow or other, come out with an utterance, a cry. Do not remain a dull stone without feeling. Starting immediately from whatever point you are at, no matter how low, utter the available cry of your heart and go on from here. Such a hope-giving paragraph from this book. Basically, what Maharaj wants to say is, at least we have when we are chanting, at least we have to cry out for whatever feelings we are having right now. If you are unable, just cry out that, Lord, I am unable to remember your Lord, your name. So this should be our consciousness, and it is such a hope giving paragraph for me, and I hope I can keep it in my life. So, Hare Krishna, Naam Prabhu ki Jai.